Good day, beautiful people. Today we're talking about false teachers. This is a subject that can be confusing and scary. I guess everybody can feel false or fake, fake, kind of like fake news. We all kind of can feel and think something about this. And this is kind of the age of false teachers. This guy, kind of the age of Antichrist, which was kind of predicated or prophesied. And in a way, it's because you know teachers and the teachings haven't always been there to kind of like tell all the truths and lead you all the way. They have been kind of maybe there to just kind of teach you certain aspects of yourself. Sometimes, sometimes in the process, you will also kind of be led astray because the old ways were kind of intense ways of energy that almost you have to kind of shut other stuff out to kind of get to certain levels of awakening. And that's where we are, that there's many old teachings and religions and philosophies and ideologies that could give you certain feels of freedom and awakening, and yet suddenly it makes you childless or without a husband or wife or without like kind of a life, or like just living in a monastery or different things, like, which all kind of work, you know but we're also here to kind of see the bigger picture. That's why uh, this time has come where all these old traditions and techniques and philosophies are all coming up and stirring confusion in the world. And all the sweet talkers and all the people with a million followers or likes or smartness and intellectual people, but sometimes with seeing the false teachers, that's also the only way to find the real teacher. So that is actually a good thing. So we're living in a beautiful time where you can actually find the real teacher, find the real teaching, find the teaching that leads to truth, to see where does it lead. Does it get you stuck, or will it take it all the way? And where is that way? So that is kind of the dilemma for most people, and why it's beautiful to kind of seek and look at all these teachings out there and see, like, kind of have to discern and listen beyond what are they saying and what are they not saying, how are they living and what are they not living, what's going on, what's going on. So yeah, this is a beautiful time prophesied to be kind of like really chaotic and confused, full of confusion, as everybody kind of easily can want to pull you out there. Look at all these things, look at the comets, look at the moons, look at the star, all these other outer things, realities. But you also kind of have to release it inwardly. So this teaching is kind of here to kind of you know when people start realizing that they might themselves be a false teacher, or they might not admit it, because most people don't really realize if they're false or true teacher, but they might suddenly realize that they're getting stuck and they can't really move beyond, and that's when they start searching again, and then you might end up on this page. And yeah, uh, and that's a glorious thing when people start to realize, like, the power of the body and the simplicity and the ease of life, which is kind of taught here, walked here, and allowed here, and realize that, like, wherever you are, like whatever teaching you find, you can move through it, and don't get stuck. Realize it's pointing you further on. And in a way, the greatest false teacher is the ego. So everybody is a false teacher, the ego, and that will kind of cunningly try to kind of keep you, you know, divided. That's the world is kind of divided, but eventually you have to kind of become united, one. So that is kind of where we are at. It's kind of like a really beautiful time, beautiful beginning of a new earth, of a new timeline. Like the darkness is everywhere, the confusion is everywhere, and you can either get stuck in it or you can move through it, and you can start to be like, wait, like where's the truth behind everything? Where's the Christ behind everything? Where's the awakening behind everything? How deep can the rabbit hole take you? So welcome if you are ready to go through the rabbit hole and go deeper and look at and move through. Because here it's a little bit opposite. We don't require too much e- energy or effort. It's more like the intention behind that becomes more important. So it has been a beautiful 25 years, and before that, this is kind of an ancient teaching, but it hasn't really been a teaching that has been like needed in the world, because the world awakened in different ways, and you know, people weren't necessarily ready to kind of truly embody and come into their bodies and the truth and connection. So yeah, with that, I yield my time. So let me know if you have any questions, or yeah, if, please share, like, and subscribe, and follow me on my sanctuary, and yeah, it's like so many people are coming in and starting to be ready, so it's like an amazing time to start to create the new earth together. So welcome, and I'll see you next time. And yeah, let me know how you're doing.